Hi everyone, Brennan from Practical Matter Films here, and today we're going to go over some different camera angles that you can use in your own videos. Some of the slides that we have been used in one of our previous videos called How to Frame Your Narrator, and we have the link to that one in the description down below for you. So without further ado, let's get right to it, and here are some fancy camera angles that you can use in your own videos. I think the best way to start off discussing camera angles is to just define what a camera angle is in the first place. A camera angle could be defined as the positioning of the camera while filming. As mentioned previously in our video, How to Frame a Narrator, there are three basic camera angles. There's a low angle, where the camera is placed in a position looking up at the subject. The next is eye level camera angle, where the camera is essentially eye level with the subject. The third most basic angle is the high angle, where the camera is looking down at the subject. There are three additional angles I would like to cover here, in addition to the basic three. The first is a bird's eye view, or sometimes called God's eye view. This is when the camera is looking from directly above the subject. The next angle is the worm's eye view. This angle is when the camera is looking directly up at the subject. As you may have inferred, bird's eye and worm's eye are completely opposites here. The third and final angle we will be covering in this video is Dutch angle. The Dutch angle is when the camera is slightly tilted to convey an off-putting feeling as though something isn't right. For the purpose of these demonstrations, a chess piece will be used as the subject for the camera angles. With that said, let's get into the demonstrations. The first shot we are looking at is a low angle. Notice how the camera is looking up at the subject. Low angles typically are a way to convey that the subject holds some sort of power, because through the shot, the audience is looking up at the subject by way of the angle. Now, we'll move on to the eye level angle. This is perhaps the most standard angle used in film. It's pretty self-explanatory, as the angle essentially presents the subject at eye level. The third angle we'll go over, and the last of the three basic, is the high angle. Notice how the camera is looking down at the subject. Typically, this angle conveys the subject being in a position of less power. As the camera looks down at the subject, so does the audience. Now moving on to the additional three angles, we'll start with a worm's eye view. You'll notice that this angle is looking straight up towards the ceiling, looking down flat on the floor and looking up at someone that was standing near you. Going to the bird's eye view, you'll notice that this angle is looking down directly at the subject. This angle is sometimes used to show the audience more information that the characters presently know, which can raise the tension in many situations. Now on to the final angle we will be covering in this video, the Dutch angle. You'll notice at this angle, the camera is slightly tilted to one side. This is a visual cue to show that something is not right. Dutch angles are typically paired with an eye level angle. But if you want to mix things up a bit, you can combine a Dutch angle with either a high or low angle as well. This is just one of the ways that you can be more descriptive in your scene. Well, that brings us to the end of the video, and I hope you found it pretty helpful and pretty enjoyable at the same time. We'll see you again, and please leave us a like and a subscribe. Bye bye!